Hi, Super Beanie Man here, and in today's episode of that one BS PlayStation trophy, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently because I'm actually going to be putting down the PS5 and instead I'm going to be doing something else, and that is bringing back the PlayStation Vita to play Spy Hunter. Now, I only have one more trophy left to unlock in this game, and it is of course that one BS PlayStation trophy. So the last trophy I need in Spy Hunter on the PlayStation Vita is a silver trophy called Where Is This Guy? And this is unlocked for using the invisibility on the cloaking device for 2 whole minutes inside a single mission, which sounds pretty easy and not very BS, but honestly, this trophy really is a stinker and an odd one out in an otherwise fun trophy list. You see, Where Is This Guy is just a really poorly thought out trophy that only serves to waste your time and make whatever mission you unlock it in a total drag and way less fun. It's a trophy that really doesn't understand the actual subject matter of the trophy itself, which in this case it's the cloak ability, as the trophy seems to go against how the cloak item actually works in this game. For starters, the trophy requires the cloak to be used for 2 entire minutes in a single level, yet the cloak, when activated, only stays on your car for about 5 to 6 seconds before it turns off, and it then needs to be recharged for another 10 plus seconds before you can even use the cloak item again. Oh, and if you happen to fire any of your car's weapons whilst the cloak is active, then it will just immediately disable the cloak, and you'll still have to wait another 10 seconds before you can use it again, even if you accidentally fire it within the first second of its use. Which basically means that in whatever level you go for this in, you are only going to be progressing in chunks of 5 seconds every 15 seconds of a level, provided you are constantly pressing it every time it becomes available. Now, this would be fine in other games, but in a game like Spy Hunter, with its short, fast-paced missions, which usually only last around 3 to 4 minutes anyway, where you then have to often keep moving and get to places within a time limit and have lots of enemies to shoot, it doesn't really give you that many opportunities to be using the cloak for that length of time. Plus, as you'll be busy driving and shooting enemies, you'll often be far too preoccupied to remember to tap the screen to use the cloak in the first place. In the end, I unlocked the trophy on this Screamers level, as you could just sit there at the start of the mission and just constantly use the shield ability without instantly failing the mission, as there was no one to immediately chase after. So, as soon as I launched the car out the truck, I would just hit the brakes and park up with the engine running, simply tapping the screen every few seconds to use the cloak ability bit by bit. And all in all, it took around 6 minutes of doing this in order to pop the trophy, and honestly, it was really boring and tedious, and luckily I was constantly spamming the screen to use the cloak, because after about another 30 seconds or so, I immediately just failed the mission because I ran out of time. So you barely have enough time in missions to get this done, even if you do sit there and do nothing else but use the cloak and wait for it to recharge. Stupid. For me, this trophy would have worked way better if it was simply a cumulative 2 minutes total usage throughout all of the missions in the game. At least then you'd be able to gradually get it while replaying the missions to get the pro damage rating. As it stands in its current form, however, the trophy encourages you to not really play the game at all in order to get it, and it turns a really fun and frantic game into a really slow and boring one while you wait for that shield to recharge again and again and again. So yeah, Spy Hunter is a great game for the PlayStation Vita, but this Where Is This Guy trophy is definitely BS, which is why it gets a BS trophy rating of
10.
You heard it here, folks. 10. Mainly because she just had to record all that. in an awkward pose while I was trying to get the trophy.